So, you've seen the title, and this is just for fun, guys. I could be way off with this, but I like to sometimes watch a trailer, hear little bits about a movie, and try and work it out in my head what I think is going to happen, especially when it's something like a prequel or something that's set between two films but's going to connect to them, which we already know. So I like to do this thing where I try and figure out how it's all going to be linked, right? So this is just for fun, and I could be way off here, guys. So, what do we know so far? Well, we do know that the big chap is going to be in this film. So, to anyone who doesn't know who the big chap is, the big chap is the alien, the xenomorph from the first film. The reason he's called the big chap is because he's a lot bulkier and a lot bigger than the other xenomorphs we've seen. For example, the xenomorphs we saw in Aliens were very different looking to the big chap. They were more slender. They had more of a bug sort of look about them, more of an insectoid sort of look, whereas the original big chap had more of a biomechanical look to him. And like I say, or like I've already said, he was a lot bigger. He wasn't quite as sleek. So he's always been known as the big chap, and we've been told that he's going to be in this film. Now, there are also rumours from quite a few people that the Narcissus has been seen in the trailers. And I've had a look myself, and it could be that that is the Narcissus. Now, again, if you're not aware of what the Narcissus is, the Narcissus was the shuttle that Ellen Ripley escaped in at the end of Alien. So, we're going on the fact that the big chap's going to be in this film, and we're going on the fact that maybe the Narcissus has been seen in the trailer. And that got me thinking, and at that point it was like, right, okay, so if this is the case, how have they done this? Right, so bear with me, guys. So, what if the Narcissus was tracked? It's not ridiculous. This is possible. I mean, Weyland Yutani have been a step ahead of what's been going on in the Alien franchise all along. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities that they would have a way of tracking that shuttle. I would say that there's a pretty good chance they know exactly what's gone on the Nostromo. So surely it would stand to reason that they're looking for that shuttle, because if they're that desperate to get hold of the xenomorph, the big chap, then why wouldn't they? So I'm thinking, I'm basing this on the fact that they've tracked the shuttle and they've found it, right? So what I'm thinking is they've tracked it and they've then decided to bring the big chap aboard, who's still connected to the shuttle. Now, bear with me here, guys, because this might be a bit of a stretch, but I think you'll agree that in the film, it's not really made clear that the big chap has come away from the shuttle. So there's a good possibility that he's still connected to it. And when I say that, that's because in the film, if you don't remember, there's a part right at the end where Ripley tries to flush him out into space and he grabs the sides of the door. And so then she shoots him with a harpoon gun and lets go of the gun as she's bringing the door down. As a result, the gun then gets caught in the door. So he's now hanging off the outside of the ship, and he then tries to get in through one of the jets, and then that's when she sets the jet off. So my theory is that he's still connected and he's still in tow. We don't know that he came away. We know that she sets the engine off. We do see him sort of like float away, but we don't actually see him go like a long distance from the ship. So he could still be attached in some sort of way. Now, people are probably now going, yeah, but he wouldn't survive. We don't know this. As far as I know, I don't ever remember him saying that xenomorphs couldn't survive in a vacuum. I mean, we know they're highly adaptable to their surroundings, to their environments. We do know that. We've heard that in the films. So what if there is a way that he could have survived? It's not out of the realm of possibilities. I mean, I've been told that in this film, you see a scene where there's a xenomorph that cocoons. So what if there's a way he could have cocooned himself so that he could still survive? Again, it's possible. It's a stretch, but it's possible. The other reason I'm saying this is because at the beginning of Aliens, we know that Ripley's shuttle gets found after a very long time of drifting. And when the probe goes in, we can see that the harpoon gun's still attached. It's still in the doorway. So if it is the case that they did already salvage the Narcissus before, earlier than they did, it stands to reason that they didn't disturb the inside of the shuttle because that gun's still attached at the beginning of Aliens. So I'm thinking that if they did bring that shuttle in, what they've done is they've took the big chap off and then they've sent that shuttle off again. So it stands to reason that if you had brought in the Narcissus and you didn't want anybody to know that you'd done this, and you didn't want anybody to know that you've got the specimen, the big chap, you've somehow retrieved him from the outside of that shuttle, what you would do is you would get him and then you would send that shuttle off on its merry way so that no one ever knew, right? Which also then stands to reason why at the beginning of Aliens we find out that she's been drifting through space for decades and that she'd missed all the core systems. Almost sounds like that was done on purpose, don't it? I'm thinking that there's a possibility that they tracked the shuttle, they found it, they salvaged the big chap, and then they sent the shuttle off to drift through the course, to miss all of the core systems so nobody would ever find it. And it's just by pure dumb luck that in Aliens, there's a vessel out there and they happen to find it. They salvage it. So this is what I think could well be the storyline here. Now, what you're probably thinking now is, but in the trailer, there's loads of face huggers. Where have they come from? Right, so there's a deleted scene from Alien where Ripley stumbles across Brett and a Dallas that's still alive. Now, when she finds them, Brett is being morphed into an egg. There's barely any of him left. And Dallas, although he's talking to her, barely, he's also being morphed as well. There's like at least half of him's already morphed. And at this point, he actually tells her to kill him. So I don't think it's out of the possibility that they maybe have put this back into the storyline. And maybe when they bring him in, they find out he's not actually dead. And he goes on a rampage, and obviously he morphs a couple of people or several people into eggs. And then this is how we've got the face huggers on the station. Or is it a possibility that something else has happened that we've never seen before? And this does happen with certain insects, that in the absence of a queen, a normal worker or whatever will turn into a queen. Could it be that? Could that be what happens? I know this is a stretch, guys, but it could be. But I'm personally going to go with the egg morphing because we know that that was part of, or originally was going to be part of canon. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that they might reintroduce this. So this is what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to track the shuttle. I think they're going to tow it in. They're going to take the big chap off thinking he's dead, send the Narcissus off on its merry way to miss all the core systems so no one ever finds it. And then when they get the big chap on board, they realise he's alive. And he goes on a rampage, he grabs a few people, he morphs them into eggs, and then before you know it, we've got a bunch of facehuggers running around, right? And as we know in the trailer, it then goes from there where a bunch of young people get on the station and then everything goes to hell. I don't think this is out of the realm of possibility. Like I say, I could be way off. This is just for fun. But it's good to think about. It's interesting to think about, isn't it? So, like I say, you may agree, and if you do, let me know in the comments. If you disagree and you've got a different theory, let me know that as well, because I'd be interested to think what anyone else is thinking about this film. How do you think it's going to go? Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave this one here. I hope you've enjoyed the video. And until next time, take care, stay safe. Nerdy Geezer out.